a lot of people don't realize that Picasso could actually paint. Like people just know him from all that stupid cubist Picasso shit. And he actually lived much later than I think people realize, than I realized. And I say most people, but I'm talking about myself, but I assume most people don't realize that Picasso was actually a really good painter. And he became really good, and then he decided to break the rules. That's what they say. You got to learn the rules, know the rules before you can break them. And I was someone who definitely had to learn rules the hard way. Even when it came down to drawing, I still like to draw. When I learned drawing, I didn't want to draw, like I would see like, hyper realist, but like, oh my gosh, it looks like a photograph, but it's, oh my gosh, it's actually a drawing. And it's just like, yes, that stuff takes incredible amount of skill and time. But it's like, if you're just going to render something and have it look identical to like a photograph, it's like, what is the point? So I was just trying to draw all this own stuff, all my own stuff, without really any learning how to actually draw. And my stuff sucked. And once I began to actually try and draw real things, be like, look, I'm going to actually try and draw this table or this whatever, this person, and not make it weird. My drawing got a lot better. Likewise, in life, I deviated from the rules so much. And one time I found myself in jail for a few weeks. One thing that always stuck with me from jail, it was a pretty easy experience, but it was a little scary. On the first night when I was in there, this guy got jumped by like 5 guys. So we all got locked in our cells, and all these dudes were yapping in between the windows. I heard this one guy say, I get out, I get high, I do B&Es, and I come back. And that's what I do. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. Like, these people are morons. So that's one thing that happens when you can break the rules. But I got to a point where I believe that like my conscience was programming from like a Christian upbringing, and it was really holding me back from having more fun and making more money. And I needed to get rid of my conscience. I didn't get anything too crazy. I was just a degenerate, but that's where I was at. That I got to a place where I was like, I need to get rid of this. Feeling bad about doing immoral things. How lost is that? And eventually I snapped back. And it was only after, so I had to break all these rules to figure out the meaning of the rules. And so that's why it's useful to break the rules, is because you realize how important it is to not to follow the rules. And it's important to follow the rules so you don't get hurt, so you don't end up in jail with a bunch of retards. But also at the same time, the the rules of society, the constructs of society and culture, and if I had just always just done what I was told, just like stayed in school, stayed in church, I never would have been able to have that real experience, because I realized that there was deeper rules which underlaid the rules of society. The rules of society and just culture are laid upon much deeper foundational rules. Like, I don't think if I had been such a rule breaker and going outside and not doing what I was told to do, I never would have gotten to a place where I was doing things that led to me biking across the country, which was a pilgrimage. It was not so much a physical feat or anything. It was a spiritual. It was a physical thing that was, included a spiritual experience. It had a really profound effect on me. It was what I needed to do at the time, finding myself, midlife crisis, whatever you want to call it. And, because pilgrimages, there's that's something that's been around for a while. Like, people have done that through many different cultures, all throughout history. But it's not a part of our society now. Our society is so lost in many ways, and the main culprit is technology. It's not, technology grows and takes away our responsibility, so it takes away our meaning. It's not, I don't think it's anything like nefarious necessarily. It's this shit, the iPhone. But so being able to break the rules allowed me to find even deeper rules. Leaving the structure of Christian church morality was very dangerous. I did a lot of foolish things, but it allowed me to get to a place where I really just had to find things for myself, figure things out for myself, and have this spiritual within, that namaste. I think Jesus was all about. So it's good. There's utility in breaking the rules. It's very dangerous. There's much utility in following the rules as well. But got to figure out when to do it and how to do it. And that's life, baby. Onward and upward, always.